Do you have a computer? Odds are, if you have, you've probably heard of a place called Steam, which sells a whole bunch of video games, but there are a lot of... Whoa. Wait, I'm having a deja vu.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street and I know it's my time to go.
Ah yes, I remember making a top 10 video on this subject. Oh, what's that? 2 years ago? Holy toasty avocados! So in my previous videos, back in 2016, I kinda listed my top 10 videos to play, you know, if you were alone, bored, had no friends, stuff like that. And frankly, I'm still in the same boat. But
Hey! Listen!
listening to me cry about my social life is one thing, but you, my fellow human being, are not here for that. You are here for that sweet, sweet list of top 10 games. I cannot repeat any of the top 10 games that I have previously talked about. That means, no Undertale, no H1Z1, it wouldn't have made the list anyways, and no Ark. Just being on Steam does qualify something for being on this list. I'm ranking this really by the amount of fun that I had during my solo play experiences. Something that gives you that little kick without making you a little too, salty. So without further ado, let's make like a mountain and... do it. Oh, strong start. Number 10! Wait, one last thing. I have personally played every single game on this list. I cannot put games on this list that I have not played. That includes things like Magicite, Civ 6, Rust. As fun as that looks like, I haven't played them. So if you have a favorite game that isn't on this list, odds are it's just because I haven't played it yet. Let me know in the comments what that game is, and who knows, maybe I'll do a top 10 Commenters' Choice Awards. That sounds fun. Now let's get back to it. Number 10. Getting Over It, with Bennett Fatty. Oh, this game. This game is the epitome of rage induction and troll controls. You control a hammer, a dude, in a pot, and you know what? Let's just allow this montage to explain all of the joy that you can get out of this game.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Barbecue! No!
Keep on trying. Don't let it get to you. No! I knew it, man! I knew it! It's over! It's over! That's it for this episode. I can't! Why? No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Now why the heck would I want to put this game on my list? Frankly, because while it is rage-inducing, the top of the mountain, so to speak, is a goal that isn't given, it's obtained. And I have every intention of beating this game one day. It keeps you coming back, and it'll keep a nice, crusty spot on my list too. It doesn't have a multiplayer mode, and thank goodness it doesn't. It's a great game to play alone, and under a camera. Get your invisible friends the gift of hernias, as they laugh uncontrollably at your failings. Yay! Number 9. Hero Blaster. This is a game that feels and plays super simple. I mean, you jump, you shoot stuff, it is a simple side-scrolling shooter. However, throughout the game, the simplicity never overshadows the plot and the overall aesthetic of the game. The 16-bit sounds throughout are in the top 10 percentile of pixelated games. And the bosses, damn! The creative bosses just kept me coming back for more. It took me 8 hours to beat this whole game, and it costs $11 to buy it. But heck, I found myself enjoying every moment of it, except when I'd get a game over and would have to repeat the entire level all over again. I actually made a full review of this thing a while back, and man, I nailed the intro to this review. It is such an obscure game though that of course nobody has really seen it, so shameless plug here.
Are
Are you ready, kids?
Number 8. Wuppo. Probably the most obscure game on the list, yet another game which I absolutely adored playing. And I use adorable for a reason. This game is adorable. Everything, your surroundings, the bosses, the enemies, each have a unique flair to them. There were certain settings in this game that I have never, not once in my life, found anything like. There is an underground communist city, for example. Also, like Hero Blaster, Wuppo lasted me around 8 hours before I reached the end of the game. And there were a couple more achievements I could have gotten, but for the story alone, I found this game to be very satisfactory. And who would have guessed? I also made a review of this game. Number 7. Slay the Spire. A grim mix between The Binding of Isaac and Hearthstone. Slay the Spire is a remarkably addictive game featuring a progressive dungeon system, daily challenges, and a multi-character start option. What am I, a car salesman? The game is easy to pick up, tough to master, and with as much RNG with random encounters to make you think there's no way to plan for this, you actually can. The game is fun. I spent way too many hours on this game. You can actually play it offline too, so it is a go-to game whenever I'm uploading a video. If I'm not drowning in homework, that is. Number 6. Armello. I reviewed this game too. I like it. I don't love it. It wears you down after a little while. However, I have to give credit where credit is due, and Armello is definitely due some credit. This game features you, the player, in a grid turn-by-turn strategy game where you need to take over the castle and become ruler of the land. Simple enough premise. The cinematics in this game were very well done. You'd swear it was made by a multinational gaming company. This game has an offline and online multiplayer mode. And with a decent enough player base, last I checked, you can hop right into a match within a short period of time. Given the replayability of this game, unlike Wuppo or Hero Blaster, Armello is one of those bang-for-your-buck games. The game itself isn't too much, but there are a few DLCs. They aren't mandatory for any of the game though. Overall, pretty solid game. There's barely anything to complain about. Roar. Number 5. Off-World Trading Company. Do you like RTS games like StarCraft but hate actually attacking the enemy? Do you just want a game about resource management, efficiency boosting, and sabotage? Well, Off-World Trading Company is that game. There are 4 factions, each with unique perks and downfalls. The tutorial is very well built, and gameplay has a slew of difficulties. On top of that, there is a multiplayer mode, and it is competitive. If you want to look further into this game, I'd just look up another YouTube video, to be honest. There are a ton of videos, and they're all gonna give you a rough idea on what this is going to be like. Number 4. Stardew Valley. Once upon a time, I made a review on this. It turned out really well. The game still holds a lot of the points I made out in that review. Even after a few years of being out, it is one of the most awarded two-dimensional video games in the 21st century, and it is definitely better than any other farming simulator out there. Number 3. Dead by Daylight. I've played this bad puppy on my channel, but I haven't done an official review of it. Anywho, it's a great game that rides between skill, luck, and horror. Now, if any of you know me, I am not much of a horror fan. In fact, I hate horror games. But this one is very tolerable. It's the right kind of scary. It's the I'm not helpless. It's kind of scary, and if I'm caught, I have ways of escaping kind of scary, but it also is an I know it's coming, and it's not usually an unpredictable in-your-face jump scare, like this one was. Little faint light way in the distance. No! I hate you! Gosh, that was utterly terrifying. Number 2. CSGO. I've got a lot of requests to put this on my list, and I totally see why. It is fun, competitive, and best of all, you can be as toxic as hell, and it's just the norm. Twitchy reflexes are a plus instead of a whoops I fell off the cliff moment. And here, unlike any other game, allows you to flaunt around your money like no other. See that gun? $50. See that knife? $500. I mean, what? Why? So before I get to number 1, I just want to touch base on one honorable mention. That is Owlboy. This is a critically acclaimed, beautiful game with one hell of a soundtrack. It is hands down one of the best games out there. The only reason why I didn't put this on my top 10 list was, well, it got pretty old pretty fast. Nothing about the game challenged me as a player. It's definitely made for a more casual audience, and that's fine. It's probably got one of the best soundtracks in a game until Mario Odyssey came along, but in the 8-bit era of music, it's definitely top drawer. Number 1. Fortnite. Fortnite is a Gotti. I can't include Fortnite. It's not even on Steam. Yeah, but that means PUBG instead makes the number 1 spot on this list. As the era of Battle Royale speeds through the frontier. First H1Z1, then PUBG, then Fortnite, but shh, go away. PUBG sets the standard for all Battle Royale games. It is fast-paced, usually. It is unforgiving, much like all Battle Royale games. And my favorite part? Well, to be honest, it's actually the vault function. Yeah, out of all the things in this game, the weapons, attachments, clothing choices, graphics, vaulting is what colored me the most impressed. It wasn't there at first, yes, but I appreciate it more and more, especially while playing Fortnite and realizing I can't climb over walls. While the game is fun with friends, it is also cool to go try hard in the solo modes. I'm gonna leave this episode here. Thank you so much for watching this top 10 review of what kind of games you should play when you're alone and bored and don't have any friends like myself. Oh, self-burn. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like and, of course, subscribe. I haven't said that in a while, but yeah, the subscribe button's getting a little dusty, so click it. You can stick around for some offcuts. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye! Airplane, go away! Stop flying over my head whenever I make a video. Delicious. Stop it, plane, go away. Now let's get back to it.